We're ready when you are.
Go ahead and start. You ready?
And we are live. Yeah.
Live again. Hello. Welcome back. Dr. Misak here. We're going to do a quick product highlight that we've talked about. Those of you who are hopefully tuning in my shows, naturopathic doctor, pharmacist, created vitalometry, all that type of stuff that's out there. I encourage you to just, watch some shows and learn what we're trying to teach you. Today, product highlights. We're going to talk about vitamin C a little bit and give you from a standpoint of a bioelectric chemistry, or which comes from Ream's biological theory of ionization, RBTI. As always, I love pulling out the Bible app and looking at the verse of the day, which is blessed is the one who perseveres. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. James 1:12. James, man, that is one challenging book, people. He calls you out on your crap and says, hey, what are you doing? And so that is a great book if you have not read the Bible. James might challenge you a little bit, but that's somewhere to start. But one of the things when you're looking at vitamin C, vitamin C is so important. Dr. Carrie Reams, one of the primary places that people refer to when they're looking at RBTI and like, okay, what do I do with these numbers or whatever, is there's a thing out there called the Alphabetical Reference Manual, okay? The ARM people refer to. And what this is this is just a series of where people have taken recordings of Dr. Reams, and if he mentioned a subject, they wrote down the exact words of what he was talking about. And so in the Alphabetical Reference Manual is just a great place to go back and review. Like, what does he say about whatever, sinusitis, or what does he say about gastric upsets, or what did he say about any particular item? He talks about vitamins and talks about minerals and things like that in there, talks about sugars, talks about the whole complex of things, and so it's just a place that I consistently will go back. I'm like, okay, what am I missing here? What was Reams thinking? What did he say? And it gives me direction. Well, in the Alphabetical Reference Manual, vitamin C and the teaching of Carrie Reams and the aspect of ionization, that we are we are ionizing and laying down electrically, building cells upon one another. Vitamin C is crucial. And he says that vitamin C is the glue. It's what holds everything together. And Reams literally said anybody having 4,500 milligrams of vitamin C per gram of blood will never be ill. It's just you will not get sick. And he actually said that energy in the body can be measured in percentage of decrease of vitamin C from that 4,500 milligrams per gram of blood. So where we're sticking our finger, and here's a concept for those of you who are science geeks. If you're pricking your finger to test your blood sugars or pricking your finger to test whatever, why can't we do a drop of blood and test for the milligram percentage of vitamin C? That would be a direct way that we can, according to Reams, associate health and well-being. And so, but vitamin C is so important, people. It's necessary that you get your vitamin C as high as possible in the blood, but there's a problem. Most people eat acid foods. They're constantly acid. They're eating too much meat. They're not digesting appropriately. They are eating too much sugar, and they consistently are very acid. And when you're acid, your body cannot absorb the vitamin C. It works against you. So we need to keep those vitamin C levels up. When you come in here, I pH strip test people, or pH strip, I vitamin C strip test people to see it's a vitamin C saturation. And if you have high amounts of vitamin C peeing out, that means, hey, your body's using what it can. And so, but Reams also talked about that you have to have your chemistry must be above that urine pH of 6.4 in order for your body to accept that vitamin C. And one of the interesting things is he mentioned two substances that will increase your body's capacity to hold vitamin C more than it can regularly contain. And that's vitamin B15, also known as pangamic acid, and vitamin B17, known as amygdalin. Okay. And so where do you find these things? Amygdalin, also known as Laetrile. Wow, that's an old cancer beating thing of the night of the past. And so so B17, pangamic acid, and B17 are found in seeds. B17 is the same as cyanide. Okay, interesting, right? But what happens is with amygdalin is that you have cancer cells that break down, have an activity that break down to release the cyanide inside the cancer cell and kill it. But B17 and B15 both increase. So you're going to find things about pangamic acid on the internet that say, hey, it protects you from the pollution, from smog. It helps you to detoxify. And they're making, and so, but the medical establishment says, hey, it's a quack nutrient because there's no scientific research that's showing that pangamic acid does all these things for you. But you will see people who have cancer and various serious illnesses taking pangamic acid or B17. I tell you, eat apricot pits. You know, go to apricotpower.com, eat about 9 to 12 apricot seeds per day. You'll get both adequate levels. But Reeves also, you talk about insulin. And insulin is the mortal enemy of vitamin C in the body. Well, what's insulin? What do? Lower sugars. How many people out there oversecrete insulin and have low sugars? Me. You know, I'm right in that myself. So I'm one of those people who are low sugar people that that I will oversecrete insulin. So therefore, do I need C? Yeah, my pH, if I'm not taking my minerals, will go down to about 5.8, 5.9. When I take my minerals and my vitamin D, pops right up where it's supposed to be. But vitamin C is crucial. And the other thing that Reeves talked about is never take the same source of vitamin C. It's good to switch around, which I don't always do with my clients, I'll be honest. So one of the things is Reeves created a mineral ascorbate. Daily manufacturer carry it. It's called SpectraScorb. This is their SpectraScorb Plus. Basically what you're doing is you have calcium, magnesium, zinc, manganese, molybdenum, potassium, ascorbates. They are bound to a vitamin C and a mineral base to give it, and they're buffering it out. Most of the time, people talk about rose hips and those type of sources. Acerola is another source of C. Currently, just pure ascorbic acid I use by Vital Nutrients. Vital Nutrients has all these checks and balances to protect you, the consumer, to make sure that what they're doing is a real good source. Historically, I've used NutriMedX's vitamin C 1000. It's a non-GMO, non-corn based source of vitamin C. And then my other two favorites are whole food vitamin C. Innate Response, this vitamin C 400, 180 tablets, about $75 or so. But, one tablet a day, 400 milligrams, as I see that saturate people out. And I've also experimented with the vitamin code. Although vitamin C is a whole food base, it does have some things in there, bell peppers, tomato base and things like that. And on a rare occasion, you have somebody who says, hey, that doesn't settle well with me because it's food based. So you got to watch whether food-based nutrients. I like Innate Response because they have a patented way to preserve the nutrients without destroying it in a heat process. So, but vitamin C is crucial, people. You need it. If your pH is above 6.4, you definitely should be taking some vitamin C. If your pH is 7.0, you should take more because it'll help lower it. When the pH is low, we use vitamin D, because vitamin D increases resistance and raises the pH, whereas vitamin C makes things go faster. That's that pH association again, and also helps to speed things up, bringing those pHs down, and helps that efficiency of what needs to go on. High salts, the body is over ionizing. You got too many electrolytes. And so the first thing you need, and one of the first things you need in high salts, according to Dr. Reeves, is vitamin C. And so the other thing is if you do not have vitamin C, you start losing energy. And so Reeves would actually have people use oil on their bodies, because by bathing and washing the natural oils off the body, you're removing the ability of the body to hold vitamin C in through the skin. So that's one of the main things we wanted to talk about. Anytime you see skin reactions, you see vitamin C, vitamin A depletion. But vitamin C is crucial. And it doesn't mean take a specific source. The one thing we do want to make sure of is that you're taking a source that you can use. When I have people who are acidic and need vitamin C, I give them one of two forms. I give them this Innate Response form, this whole food, form. I have found that vital code works as well, as long as we're not reacting to it. And I have found that a liposomal vitamin C is available to people. Tastes like crud, but liposomal C is something that's readily available and used as well. I am going to check really quick here. I've asked my doctor about vitamin C, and he didn't, and I didn't agree with his assessment. You have to have vitamin C. Go back to the work of Linus Pauling. I would disagree with your doctor as well. Hello, Marty. Peaches. My doctor told me today I needed 500 milligrams. Any more was not necessary. Ugh. Yeah, that's because, and that's why in response to this 400, there was a study that came out back in the 1990s, I believe, that showed a saturation point that when we exceed 400 milligrams, that the body's saturated and can't use any more vitamin C. However, they were using a whole food source of vitamin C with that, like this. Whereas people can take, Linus Pauling was just using ascorbic acid and showing that people could tolerate 10, 20 grams of vitamin C. And there are companies that are using ascorbate powders, you know, a powdered source of this spectra ascorb, and that Reams created back in the 1970s was ascorbates. And there are people who are saying you can take really high dose of these ascorbate powders because they're buffered out. Bottom line, if you want to know, test, analyze. Do I need more? You can buy vitamin C test strips on Amazon, and they usually test pH, vitamin C, ketones, or something like that. But I know vitamin C is on there. We get them from Amazon, and it's just a quick dipstick, and you see, is my vitamin C saturating out? If you're peeing out 75 to 100 milligrams per deciliter, then your body's more than likely getting enough with what you're taking. Vitamin C pills have always upset my stomachs, and I can't take it in a multivitamin. Marty, that is probably depending on your pH and the source of vitamin C. You can eat, lemons and grapefruit and oranges and things like that, particularly if you have higher pHs, if you're in that BC range, to try to affect those type of things. But I just wanted to do a quick tidbit on vitamin C. Keep these short. I hope that gives you something to carry on to build upon these shows. This Saturday, I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to do a show because I'm going to be traveling. And so we may be off until next Wednesday. For those of you who are out there, if you tune in on Saturday and I am there, then that's because I had good service, but I don't expect to be. So otherwise, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for those that are out there. Please give the thumbs up. Please share with your friends. And until next time, take care and God bless you all.